Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is no longer a land of pity. Africa is a land of power, dignity, and sovereignty. Today, we stand in awe of one man, one nation, and one vision. The man is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso. The nation is the land of upright people, and the vision is nothing less than the bold agro-pastoral campaign of 2025 to 2026, aiming to produce 7 million tons of cereals. 7 million tons. Brothers and sisters, that number is not a dream floating in the clouds. It is a plan rooted in sweat, courage, and determination. Once upon a time, in many African lands, farming was forgotten. Leaders relied on imports while farmers worked with bare hands, praying only for rain. But today in Burkina Faso, the story is changing. Captain Traoré has declared, "We cannot eat independence if we are hungry." True independence means food on the table, grain in the barns, and dignity in the marketplace. That is why this agricultural campaign is not just farming, it is a revolution. A revolution of tractors rolling across the plains, of dams turning dry valleys into green oases, of seeds growing strong because irrigation now replaces uncertainty. Traoré is showing that hunger does not define Africa. Food sovereignty does. Think of this parable. A chief who cannot feed his village is not a chief. A father who cannot feed his children loses their respect. In the same way, a leader who waits for foreign aid and imports all his food is no true leader. But Traoré is different. He is the father who prepares before the hunger season. He is the chief who fills the granary before the storm arrives. Let's talk numbers. This campaign targets 2.4 million tons of maize, 2.5 million tons of sorghum, 1 million tons of rice, 968,000 tons of millet, 20,000 tons of wheat, and 43,000 tons of fonio. This is not guesswork. This is planning, preparation, and execution. Fields across Burkina Faso are now seas of green, tractors plowing, water flowing, farmers smiling because their sweat is not wasted. Imagine Africa with 54 nations doing the same. Imagine no child crying from hunger, no family waiting for rice from Asia, no country begging for wheat from Europe. Imagine Africa not just feeding itself, but feeding the world. This is the vision Captain Traoré is planting today. But what makes him different? Other leaders buy luxury cars, jets, and palaces. Captain Traoré buys tractors. He knows one tractor can do the work of 100 men. He knows that hoes cannot compete with machines. Like a man who wears sandals climbing a mountain, his farmers now have sandals in the form of tractors. With this, Burkina Faso is climbing higher, moving faster, and feeding stronger. Yet tractors are not enough. Without water, seeds die. Without irrigation, harvests fail. That is why Traoré builds dams, reservoirs, and canals. He knows rain can fail, but a dam remembers. A canal carries water even when the sky is silent. This is foresight. This is leadership. Remember last year, in 2024-2025, Burkina Faso harvested massively. Potatoes, tomatoes, rice, and wheat filled the markets. Families ate with pride. Farmers rejoiced. It was a miracle in Africa's eyes. And now in 2025-2026, Captain Traoré says, "We will do even more." Last year was the rain. This year will be the flood, an abundance that sweeps away hunger. Let's say it boldly. Burkina Faso today is the pride of Africa's agriculture. Not just because of numbers, but because of vision, sovereignty, and courage. Other nations may have fertile soil and big budgets, but they still import food. Burkina Faso, with fewer resources but stronger will, is leading the way. African leaders, are you watching? Are you listening? True sovereignty is not signed in Paris, Washington, or Brussels. It is planted in your soil, watered by your rivers, and harvested by your farmers. Learn this lesson. Buy tractors, build dams, support your farmers, and feed your people. Parable: a wise man does not only admire the eagle flying, he learns to spread his own wings. African leaders, do not just admire Traoré. Spread your wings. And now let us talk about gold, the wealth buried in African soil. For decades, gold has been a curse. Foreign companies dug it out, corruption swallowed it, and the people remained poor. But Traoré has declared, "Our gold will not only enrich others, it will build Burkina Faso." A state mining company now ensures the nation owns its share. Foreign companies must give 15% stakes to the state and train local workers. For the first time, Burkina Faso is planning its own gold refinery, so raw gold will not be exported cheaply while refined gold is imported at high prices. Instead, jobs, skills, and wealth will stay at home. Parable: a fisherman who sells all his fish and buys back dried ones from the market has not fed his family, but the one who smokes and stores some fish for tomorrow ensures survival. That fisherman is Traore, keeping gold for his people. Of course, this makes some foreign powers angry. Companies from London and Australia are already protesting, but what matters is not their anger, it is Burkina Faso's dignity. Africans across the continent are cheering because at last, someone dares to say, the wealth of the nation must serve the nation. And let us not forget another secret to Traore's power: youth. Burkina Faso's median age is just 17. Across Africa, the youth are rising, tired of promises, hungry for change. At just 37, Traore speaks their language. He is young enough to understand them, old enough to lead them. He is like the young uncle in the family who finally speaks and the children listen, because he knows their struggles and shares their dreams. On social media, his words have gone viral. His speech at the Russia-Africa summit where he told leaders to stop acting like puppets shook the world. From TikTok edits to Twitter threads, his face and his voice are everywhere. His drumbeat is now tied to the telephone line of social media, and the sound has reached far beyond Burkina Faso. Even global celebrities like Meek Mill have noticed. Of course, not everyone praises him. Some Western leaders dismiss him, call him names, but the people admire his courage. They say, maybe he cannot stop the storm, but at least he stands with us in the rain. And that is why he is loved. Brothers and sisters, history is unfolding before our eyes. Traore's leadership is not just about Burkina Faso, it is about a new dawn for Africa. Like the first bird singing at sunrise, his call is inspiring others. From Mali to Niger to Guinea, a chorus is building. And so, as Intervlog, we declare, Burkina Faso under Captain Ibrahim Traoré is writing history. Fields of maize, rivers turned into canals, gold kept at home, young people inspired. This is Africa's future. Let the world hear it clearly. The land of upright people is rising. Parable: the tree that grows in one man's field can give shade to an entire village. Captain Traoré's tree of sovereignty is shading Africa today. Wow, what a leader, what a nation, what a future.